Today, Rissa, I want to talk to you about how to put together scrapbook pages. You've done several scrapbook pages already, and you've tried some and they didn't quite work out, but they were so good. I mean, they weren't something that made you go, God, I'm so glad I made that. I'm so excited I made that. Yeah, you look at it and you go, yeah, it's good. And then you'll make a scrapbook page that is just so awesome that you want to put it up for everybody to see, everybody to tell you how proud they are of you. Those don't come very often. Most of the time there's quite a bit of struggle that goes into making your scrapbook page. And when you run out of ideas, then where do you go? Unfortunately, you're more like your mother than you would like to admit. You let things set for a while. And let's see, I'll say let the ideas percolate. Anyway, that sounds better than crap. I think I'll give up for a while. Inspiration for things comes from many different places. I want to share with you that hopefully will give you a different take on where to go, what to do, and how to be inspired. Magazines are a good place to go. When I see an ad of some kind that I like, what is it about the ad that I like? What have they done that I particularly like it? Well, this one, even though it's a bomb sniffing device for the Navy, I like the way that they have this blue color here, and they have a darker color, and then they have this lighter color. And everything is pretty much linear with a little bit of a thing up here. So how could you use, okay, let's take for example, when I talked with you on the telephone, you were so excited that you and Jaime built the light box. Well, take a photo of your light box or anything you have and get it so that it's a horizontal on a horizontal plane, and choose your paper. Doesn't matter. Maybe pick 3 colors: a really light neutral color, and say a blue, and then maybe a darker blue or something, and then the gray. And you can even maybe use some pattern paper up here in the top part. This would be an 8.5 by 11. So the top, probably about 2/3 would be your patterned paper, and your photograph would fit right down in here. Your photograph of the light bar, and then right underneath it you can put some ribbon. You know, you'd have this darker color, maybe of just some plain or a complementary pattern paper. Something that would complement this but be a little bit darker. You can have a small bit of that. And here across this portion, almost well, this would be more than 2/3 down the page. You can run a ribbon. You can do a thin strip of paper. You can do a thin strip of paper that would come across down there, and you can write the light bar built in the month and the day, and then down here in the bottom in this neutral place, then you can write about how you and Jaime put together the light bar, the light box. I don't know why I want to say light bar, but you can write down in here how you and Jaime built the light box. This is another magazine ad. When Dad was going for his radiation treatments, I was thumbing through a magazine waiting for his name to be called, and this 2-page ad was in the magazine, and I was attracted to this, first because of all the color, and second because you can really do a whole lot in 2 pages by just putting stuff wherever. Now still, everything in here is clean lines, and that's what I liked about it. If you have several photographs that you want to put on a page and they are different sizes, you have one photo that is vertical but it's narrow, and then you have another one that's vertical and narrow, set them off to the side. If you have a big tag that you want to put on that's going to be your journaling thing, and you have some photos, and all of these photos relate to whatever is going on, by all means, junk up your pages and do it however you want, and lay it down however you want. Sketches are like jumping off points. They are things to start the imagination going. This book by Becky Higgins is called My Creative Companion. It's an ultimate scrapbook resource. This book is filled with all kinds of things. There's accents and borders and journaling and titles, layout design, photo mats, and odds and ends. And when you go through and look, these are different ideas on how to use. You can tear paper into a heart and then tear a smaller piece. This is borders, title borders, side borders. These are things that you can add to a page. There are all kinds of little ideas in this book using yarn. Creating and using embroidery floss or yarn to make an X over squares. There are all kinds, this is wire, there are all kinds of ideas on what you can use to make a border. These are all sketches of making layouts. And you can page through and see what kind of things you would like to do. These are inspirational things. How many photos do you have? This one would be for 2 photos. If you have 9 photos, well then maybe you need to look through a little bit further. This one has 5, so you might have to do a second page to do the other 4. Do a 2-page layout similar, make them mirrored, and have your other photos around there. So if you have a lot of photos, or if you only have just a few. For photo mats, for this, for example, for this page, there's the photo, and there's a mat behind it, and then there's a larger mat and even a bigger mat. So this 1, 2, 3, this one has 3 mats behind the one photo, and then these others have just the one. To make photo mats that really stand out for your main photo, there are things you can do. Just about anything. If you don't have this book, if you can't get access to this book or borrow it or whatever, online at splitcoaststampers.com, splitcoaststampers.com. Split Coast Stampers is all one word. But you can go there and you can look at the different sketches and things, and they have challenges, sketch challenges. This one is, and they're for cards. These are all for cards. But just because they're for cards doesn't mean that you have to use them for cards. I thought about using this sketch here for a 12 by 12 page with one of these photos that I took of Dad when we were at Turner Falls, and he's using his fancy camera to take these pictures. And this is the falls. This is really pretty, and the big canyon. But this one is my most favorite one. Look at him sticking his tongue out at me. Yeah.